Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Scrim Zone Awards. We are at season 9. Very contentious voting this time around, although I think we did end up having pretty clear results for most of these awards, so not as close as we have been. I'm trying to get the stream manager pulled up to do polls. Left ear only. See, I'm trying to set it to mono, but it is not working. If I do this, is it? How do I split it? Can you turn? Oh, wait. Is it good now? Stanley says, left ear only. Is it not just the left ear anymore? Are we good? Can anyone confirm? Good now, good now. Seems good. Okay. Good to hear. If anyone that is a mod would want to help me out with polls, if I just read off who the candidates are, that would be super helpful. Otherwise, I can do them myself. I will not be that desperate. But okay, Noam's got it. I will just make sure to read out them all slowly. And thank you, Arnie. If I will just wait to announce anything until we get the poll good. I've been doing 30 seconds for these, so I think if you just stick to that, I think we should be good. But I will give it a little bit. We're at 10 viewers right now, so maybe we'll get a little more. And if I see that number go up, now we can do that. But if not, I'll just give it a few more seconds. We can get into it. Anyone in chat, do we have preferences out of best teammate, MIP, flex player, 6 player, which we do first? Yes, Noam. 30-second submission period. Honestly, MIP first, says the Mason Jars. Let me pull that one up so I can find the candidates for it. That one, if you don't know how it goes, the admins actually just vote on this one. And our top 5 for this one in alphabetical order are Bean, Captain Coffee, Eden, Kai, and Psycho Carrot. This one was a tough one. Just kind of walking through the different candidates. I feel like this is the first time Coffee's really played a lot in team format. Sorry, I just said Bean's explanation in my head and didn't say it out loud. It's been that kind of day. But I think Bean did role swap and Into the Jungle and has been drawing crazy bans every series. I think it's a little obvious why this guy's on here. I feel like people weren't considering him for all scrims, and I've seen a lot of people shout him out for maybe getting a few MVP votes or first team all scrims. So I think definitely makes sense why he's up there. Moving on to Coffee, I think went from not being on a team to being on a team and doing pretty damn well, which I think is a good shout there. I think a lot of people have been talking about how Eden's map play has really improved, and they've been having a lot more of an impact in the game going forward. Kai, I think, really stepped it up this season. I think him and I were kind of floating around bottom of the mid lane pool last season. And I think our mid lane pool has probably just gotten better going forward. And I think Kai has really gotten a lot better with it and is definitely one of our top performers. And then Psycho Carrot, it has been playing a little more jungle this season. He was playing some jungle last season, but I think people were kind of memeing on it last season a little bit. And I think this season he's definitely shown that he is a solid competitor up there with the rest of them. I don't know if I need to spam refresh to actually see the polls or if we don't have one up right now. Okay, we do have it. Okay, submission's closed. I just need to constantly click on it to see it, which is a little dumb, but our submission's closed and the top result is to Bean. No, I think we're good. Except someone did put 76K on Bean and no one else voted. So I am going to cancel it just so Mason doesn't lose all 76,000 of those points, because Bean was actually not the person to receive the most improved player. It was represented by Vayne, Captain Coffee. Did give the justification already. I was giving Noam some time to kind of catch up on things, but hopefully we will get our shit together more for these next ones. Went by too fast. Maybe give it a minute and we can just wait it out. That might not be that bad. But congratulations to Captain Coffee. I'm glad we're finally getting to see you in the team format. You've been doing really well. I'm excited to see what rosters Andromeda runs, and I'm hoping we get more coffee going forward. For flex teammate 6-player, which one are we doing next? And yeah, I mean, there were a few champions up there for coffee. I think Vayne barely edged it out, but a couple high performers with 3 wins apiece. So good pool. Flex player. So flex player, I don't know why I don't have the awards results pulled up. That would make this a whole lot easier. But our top candidates for flex player, we actually only had 3 options for flex player, I believe. And they were Alana, Blake, and Captain Coffee. So just ABC. And actually, this one was really close. So first place ended up getting 24.5 points, and second place ended up getting 23 points. I did not realize this race was as close as it was, as the same player was in the lead the entire time. But no, very, very close race, very tightly contested between these 2 players. PB saying Blake getting flex player would be fucking stupid because Blake was so bad at support. That is hater energy. But the flex player is ticking down. Am I able to look at the votes on the predictions? I am. We have 1 channel point on Blake. We have 1.9K on Captain Coffee. None on Alana so far. Is this going to update? The person with 1 point on Blake is looking to steal 1.9K for basically no sunk cost. And we are going to go, okay, but a sup main swapping top and destroying people is hype. No, good call out, Sarveris. And actually, going off of that point, the winner of the flex player, represented by Garen, is going to be Blake. PB is a hater, but that is going to be the result. And yeah, I mean, I think Blake was trying things out this season. I feel like he had pretty solid support performances, despite what his good friend Matt Steves would say. But he has swapped the top and played pretty damn well. And I do think this is more of an overall vote, not who did the best in each of their roles. So I don't know. We will have to leave that one up to debate. Okay, so down to teammate and 6th player. Which one do we want next? Okay, everyone is so mean. I'm not going to be mean in awards. I don't know. I will just dox PP, I guess. So true. 6th player. Okay. So for 6th player, I think we had a few more options. We actually did have 7 total. So I'm going to give us our top 5 for this category, which in alphabetical order, if I know my alphabet, is going to be Camazotz, Kathy, Nevada, Sam S, and Taxi. I think all of these players played super solidly. Enjoyed watching all of them. Camazotz being one of the later additions to the season. Really excited to get to see more out of him next season, hoping that he sticks around. Have not had that confirmed, but hey, if he's not signed to SKT, this guy is a great pickup for your teams. But yeah, I mean, definitely no notes on any of these players. I feel like everyone's been playing really well. Nevada, super interesting champion pools. Taxi, I wish we could have seen some more of his games. I think that might be the biggest thing that could theoretically hold him back in these votes. Same with Sam S, kind of. I think just not a lot of games. And Kathy, a big performer as well. Glad to see her make it to the top 5 in this voting. Okay, no, I will just do it. That seems easier. As what I've done in the past, and I think I have it in front of me, so that's probably better. No, that's all good. I think this was unreasonable to ask of anyone else, so I will set it to 1 minute I will quit my yapping. All right, prediction out. Apologies for the delay. And Mason shouting out, Kathy, 6-player nominee as captain, rockstar shit for my captain, XD. So true. PB does not even remember his vote. That's because he tried to vote for Blake on this one too. He's actually just lying. He thinks Blake is the best player in Scrim Zone and just votes him for everything. And once again, we have the 1-point prediction. Stanley really trying to min-max everything here. Stanley stole all of Arnie's money. He's now broke. And the prediction has ended. And that does mean that I am able to reveal that the 6th player, represented by Braum, and there's also just a random line in the middle of his screen. That's a little weird. Okay. Are there more of them? There's just okay, hold on. I'm going to remove all the mystery lines on the screen. I think this is from when we did side awards, and I just never got rid of them. Okay. Represented by Braum is going to be Sam S. Has had very good performances in his game and did pair up with Coffee for most of those games. So we're getting to see this kind of alternative Andromeda bot lane represented super heavily in these right side awards with the most improved player and 6th player, both coming from that lane. So congratulations to Sam S. It's been so nice to have him back in the league, and I'm expecting to possibly see more of him going forward. So that does leave teammate as the final remaining prediction from these kind of outside awards. I accidentally sorted backwards. And this also was a fairly close race. We actually do have 6 people in, because there's going to be a tie between the 2 5th place people. So the first one alphabetically is Albert. And then we have Dad, Fujer, Brewer, Kai, and Mason is also on here. He's never going to let me live this one down. He's a more friendly and kind person with a better zest for life than me because he's higher up on the votes. We all know that we're going to get an earful of that. But the rest of these 5, I think, are very deserving and fun candidates. Shout out Albert. I think by far the newest player on this list and already getting so much love from the people in the server. That's always very fun to see. Everyone's saying take Mason off the list. Hey, 3 people voted for this guy, at least. I actually can check how many people individually voted for this person. Did everyone just put him first? No. We actually have many unique people voting for him. This is 5 different people that are to blame for this. But yeah. I do want to shout out everyone on this list. Everyone very fun to play. We have the Brewer Dad combo. Lots of banter between the 2. Fujer also big banter. Very fun individual. And then shout out Kai. That's my boy. Big ups. But we have reached Stanley and Arnie just duking it out with the weird number of bets, but revealing best teammate represented by Zoe. That's going to be Brewer. Congratulations to Brewer once again getting this award. This guy is an absolute menace when it comes to getting best teammate. Nothing bad to say about this guy. Very fun to be around. Very, very much enjoy playing with him. I am laughing a little bit because Arnie just got ratioed and lost all of his money. So some shenanigans happening on the side, but very enjoyable. but yeah, I mean, shout out Brewer. There's a reason I wanted him on my team. He's a very fun person to play with, and I think this vote is proving that. Lots of people voting for Brewer. I will shout out Kai. He was barely in second place. So congratulations to Kai. Got a lot of votes too. It was 6.5 for Brewer and 5.5 for Kai. The other people that were in the top 5 were also decently close, but usually we do not see this level of volume for specific teammate votes. So I think I do want to just extra shout out to Brewer and Kai. I think you guys have to be complete rock stars to get this many votes. Our actual vote volume hasn't gone up a lot season to season. So I think that does say a lot. But moving on to support, we had a lot of eligible people in this category, but I am just going to do top 5 as I will always do. In the case of a tie, I will include more options. I think our biggest categories were jungle and ADC, which both had 10 or more, which is absolutely insane. I'm kind of still adjusting to the amount of just pure volume of people we have in the server now. But our top 5 in alphabetical order for supports are Dad, Douglas, Eden, Jacob, and PB. Prediction is live. Now, support has been a very fun role to watch this season. We've had a lot of people kind of newly move into the support role and do pretty well. Some may debate that for Blake. I was not actually referring to him here since he was in the flex player category, so take that as you will. But I mean, I really do want to shout out Douglas, especially for making it to top 5 in his first season where he had a reasonable volume of games. We have the whole SKT flex thing going on where they have multiple supports and all of them looked really good. And obviously the 3 supports from the top 3 teams are going to look really good. And honestly, shout out to Jacob and Jackson for both getting a decent number of votes. I think Metabusters, while they did have some struggles this year, I think their supports have definitely not really been the flaw. So do want to shout all them out. But as the prediction has closed, we have some votes for Dad and we have a lot of votes for PB. And how I do these support ones is I'm going to reveal the second first, and then the prediction was for the first place. So we will see who won that afterwards. But second team all Scrims support represented by Zillion is going to be Dad. Very solid player, has a lot of champions that are very annoying and draw a lot of bans for very good reasons. But that does mean that the first team support is going to be represented by Karma PB. I think it says a lot about his mental fortitude to be able to play with both Evan and I and not tilt off the face of the earth and explode. So shout out to him for that, but he has had a very good season. Has not been drawing as many bans this season, but he has had a very wide champion pool, and showing that he probably didn't need to be drawing as many bans as he did last season because you're just not getting him. No, I'm not a PB Karma believer, I guess, but anyway, we will be moving on to the bottom lane, and this is one where I really felt like any of these top 5 players were very deserving of it. There were a few people who got some votes that weren't in this top 5, but to me personally, I feel like this was a very obvious top 5. To me, all these players performed above and beyond this season and have looked damn good doing it. And starting from the top alphabetically, we have Dave, we have Evan, we have Hong Baba, we have Stanley, and we have Stav. And we will be revealing the order of these shortly, but I think all 5 of these players deserve a tremendous shout out. They've all looked super good this season. Stanley, honestly, a bit of a new addition to the ADC role too. I did try to give him a bit of a shout in the MIP category for that. Did not follow through, obviously, but I think we have seen really, really good mage bot play from him here. And I think, Stav, Evan, and Hong are kind of the known variables here. And then Dave and Newcomer looking really, really good. On more mage bots, and I'd like to see him because I think he can perform really well off of those picks. But, I think it's been fun watching that. It's been fun watching the ADCs. It's been fun watching everything. Been a treat to have him on a team. But prediction is closing, and with that, I am going to start revealing. In second place, represented by Hui. This one is actually another pump fake. This one's going to be Dave. Dave actually could have been represented by another champion that is actually going to be used up later. So I just wanted to diversify things a little bit. But yeah, I mean, first season already getting onto the All Scrims team. I think that is especially hard when we have this many teams. But moving over to first, which, judging by the predictions, may not be coming as a surprise. It is going to be none other than, represented by Jinx, Hong Baba. This guy is a beast in the bot lane. Never sleep on him. Too much slander coming this guy's way. He has done so well this season and is very deserving of it. The battle between these two was fairly close, but it is definitely Hong by a significant margin. So shout out to both of these players. And honestly, the gap between them two and the rest of the top 5 was a bit larger than I expected. So maybe just consensus on who's better, but I do think most people hold a lot of ADCs to a very high standard this season. We've seen very high level play coming out of this role. Moving on to mid lane, our top 3 in alphabetical order. If I'm able to do this, my brain has worms. Okay. I think Brewer is first alphabetically, and then Juan, and then Kai, and then Sarveris, and then Tusini are going to be our candidates here. Mason saying just throw up Sarv Brewer and let's move on XD. I think there are a lot of good mid laners in the top 5. I think that is a bit reductionist, but do want to shout out Omar, not in the top 5, but did receive votes in his first season against probably one of the most competitive pools we've seen in the mid lane throughout it. So do want to shout out to Omar there. But I mean, Tusini, Sarvis, and Brewer have been kind of our perennial mid lane showings. And then Juan entering the mix, and then Kai really just stepping it up another level this season and doing fairly well. I will, now they're getting close to the end of the predictions, I will say Kai ended up in third. Just want to shout out him. Maybe I'm doing too much Kai glaze on this podcast, or on the awards show, but hey, who cares? But revealing number 2, represented by Kaisa, surprisingly, is going to be Sarveris. So congratulations to Sarv there. Saying never enough Kai glaze, so true. And then moving to first team, think we may have seen this one coming. Represented by Syndra. Who else? This really actually doesn't narrow it down at all. It is going to be Brewer. So congratulations to him. Did take a break and just comes back, and he's right back on top. So congratulations to him. 100% of the vote was on Brewer. I think we knew this one was going to happen. Moving over to jungle, the top 2 for this one were very competitive. And then actually, okay, this is kind of how I expected the voting to go. I didn't take a peek about this until later, but the next 6 candidates were all within 1.5 points of each other, which is insane. So I think there's 2 junglers that really stood head and shoulders above the rest, but there are 6 more junglers who are damn good as well. So it doesn't feel right to exclude the bottom performing ones from those out of the vote, because I think they are just as qualified as the rest of the people there. So I will go ahead and list in alphabetical order. We have Apari, we have Bean, we have Fujer, we have Julian, we have Mike, We have Nishan. We have Noam. We have Jar also. I think I tried to put him where Mason was and then didn't, and then just forgot about him. My alphabet skills are severely lacking. I apologize. And then I will start the prediction on this. We have 8 candidates in this prediction. And I only gave you guys 30 seconds. Oops. Vote quick. I spent way too much time listing all the people. My bad. But yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the most hype jungle seasons we've had. Maybe that's an L take, maybe not. But the amount of like clutch game-winning steals we've had has been insane. We've had some really high performers. A lot of rivalries coming out of the jungle. We've had the whole training arc versus Mason thing. I don't know. It's just been really fun. But actually, a lot of points going down on Mason here. Some points for Bean. But our second all scrims jungler, represented by Vi, is going to be Bean. So congratulations to Bean, making the role swap and making second team all scrims in one of the most competitive seasons. Well earned. And then going to first team, represented by Echo, that is going to be Mason Jars. Congratulations on returning to your throne, or whatever the hell you want to call it. The master grifter getting one again. I will say he has played very well since he decided to sub himself in and play a bunch of games. And yeah, don't ban Udyr, whatever. He's washed, so washed that he just got first team all scrims. It's so true. Mason calling himself a king in chat. This guy's ego needs to be put in check. And oh my goodness gracious, I thought top lane was going to be crazy. This is the biggest number I've ever seen in all scrims voting. The top performer in this category has received 30 votes. Just going to leave that one there. But again, we have a tie among a lot of other candidates for top. So there's going to be a lot of people to list. There has been a name change requested. So Lispy is going to be the new name for Ali C, which does make my alphabetizing a little easier. So we're going to start with Arnie, Avery, Korn, Draco, Jonah, Liav, and Lispy are our 7 candidates. And I will actually give you guys a minute this time. My bad. Yeah, I mean, I will say also the person who got second place for this got pretty much as many votes as all the people who got top 2 in the other. So I think very obvious first and very obvious second, just in terms of volume. This one was the easiest award to keep track of, I think. But all the top laners, I feel like, have done a very good job this season. A couple new players, too, getting shout-outs, which is fun. Draco and Liav coming into the server, getting votes in a pretty difficult one to get votes, honestly. Fun stuff coming out from both of those. We've seen Jonah return to the top lane a little bit, and then we have our pillars of Korn, Arnie, and Avery, and then obviously Lispy coming in and absolutely smurfing on people, our Grandmasters player, but running out of time. Arnie gotten some votes, Avery getting some votes, and 70K putting down on Lispy. Second team, represented by Darius. That is going to be Avery, so congratulations to Avery. But, I mean, obviously, top player is going to be Lispy, so congratulations. First season, first team, and looking at this roster at the top, I don't know. I've heard conversations, what's the GOAT all-time Scrim Zone roster? This could be it. Like, Lispy, Mason, Brewer, Hongbaba, and PB, this is a damn good roster. And looking at the second team, that is really good as well. So loving this 8-team season. I think we're really finding a lot of good players in our league, and I've really been enjoying it. So congratulations. And we do actually see, I think, 3 different teams represented in first team, and if you factor in the second team too, we're seeing 2 additional teams down there. So a lot of representation across the board. And if you add in Blake, we're getting even more. So a lot of representation across here. And then we are moving on to the MVP category. This one was closely contested. I actually, for MVP, I never sort the MVP standings until the very end because it's on a different chart. So I haven't looked at the full lineup. And historically for MVP, I've only shown people who have received more than 5% of the vote, which normally has been a decent chunk of people, but this season it's only 4. I think we're in a bit of a 4-horse race here, which I don't think is super surprising for a lot of people. Do want to shout out Juan. He got 4.74% of the voting. Most of this was off of game MVPs. Pretty much nobody but these top 4 players got a lot of votes for MVP. There were a few for Hong, a few for Dave, a few for Stav. So do want to shout out those players, definitely getting highlighted on their teams. But our top 4 in alphabetical order are going to be Brewer, Jar, Lispy, and Sarveris. And it won't... Oh, because I didn't title it. Hold on. MVP, start prediction. And we have a minute to talk it over. Some may tell you that people on this list may not be deserving of the thing. Some people may say a certain jungler is a fraud. I say let the votes speak for themselves. But yeah, I mean, solid competition. We have a clear pick for the top 2 teams, and then a couple of candidates coming in from the 3rd place team of Fruitcakes. Once we get the votes in, I am just going to walk up these 4 in order, and I will call out the voting for each. The margin for this is actually about like 0.8%, which given how this is structured, that is quite significant. The margin last season between Sarveris and Tusini was literally 0.04%. So basically a dead tie. There was a bit of a bigger margin here, and all the votes are in. Not too many on the prediction. I think people are maybe worried about losing some points here, but in 4th is going to be Mason. 5 game MVPs, 8 MVP votes from players, and keep in mind, first vote is worth 1, second vote is worth a half, third vote is worth 0.25. So this doesn't mean that he just got 8. He could have gotten a decent amount, which puts him at 10.41% of the voting. In 3rd place, we have Brewer with 3 game MVPs, 11.75 MVP votes, 11.62% of the total vote. And in 2nd, which is going to give away number 1. So I'm actually just going to skip to number 1. Number 1 with 6 game MVPs and 11.5 MVP votes, giving him 13.97% of the vote. That is going to be represented by Kaisa. That's Sarveris. So congratulations to him. He had to share this award last season. He says, fuck it, it's mine this season, and went out there and got it. So huge congratulations to Sarveris here. And that does mean that in 2nd place with 13.16% of the votes is going to be Lispy. So again, newcomer to the server, got that first team all scrims and got 2nd place in the MVP voting. Very well done. But yeah, huge congratulations to Sarveris. I think... I don't know. I'm not always super confident in looking at the awards and saying, damn, everyone on this board was the absolute correct pick. And looking at the board right now, I think, with the exception of ADC, where I feel like all 5 people were very deserving of it, I think Hong and Dave 1-2, very correct. I think there's other things that would be right, but everything else, this is very correct. Good job on the voting, everybody. I was worried we'd open it up so you could vote your own team, a lot of bias, but no, y'all killed it out here. Very much giving all these players the praise they deserve. Very good season from everyone, and I'm so excited for playoffs, and I'm really excited to see how this teams end up next year and see if we can get to keep most of these amazing players around, and let's have some shots to knock these people off of these all Scrims teams and try and get some other people up here too. This has been a super competitive season and a lot of different roles, and I do want to just shout out everyone who's played. The game qualities or the game quality this season has been absolutely amazing. There really haven't been any series that haven't been fun to watch. So just really good stuff from everybody. And congratulations once again to Sarvis for the double award, getting MVP and second team all Scrims. And honestly, shout out Gruber too for getting the best teammate and first team. The amount of times this guy's gotten best teammate is just very respectable. It is very easy to be a good player and not a great teammate. So being able to do both of those is very nice. But and then shout out again to our most improved Captain Coffee. I think that's big ups too. Always love seeing those most improved players come out. It's always a fun race to watch every season and a nice way to shout out some of our people who might not necessarily end up in the All Scrims teams. But I will be pasting this in the Hall of Fame, and thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm just going to let it sit on stream for a little bit more just so people can look if you're joining a little bit late. But thanks everyone to hopping on the predictions and everything. It does make it a little bit more fun. So thanks y'all for watching.